This video is all about speaking up. Now, whether you just need to say something important in a meeting, or you need to have a conversation with somebody else, or you're actually going to be upfront doing a presentation to an audience, this will help. I'm going to get you to imagine it as standing up in front of an audience, but you can apply this to anything. Okay, so let's begin. First off, you need to think about what prep you need to do about what you're going to say. That's not what this video is about. You know what it is you need to say, and you might want to think about what you're saying, why you're saying it, how it's going to benefit the audience to make a really good persuasive speech. But that's for another day. If you want some help with that, we can do that. But this is about the confidence to stand up or sit down and say what it is that you need to say. So first off, I want you to get conscious of your breathing. When we feel nervous about things, we breathe up here, short and shallow in the top of our bodies. And what we want to do is breathe a little longer, a little deeper. And that gives a message to our body, our brain, our nervous system to say, everything's fine here. So breathing in and out through your nose, if that's comfortable for you, use your mouth if it's not. Breathing in and out. A little longer, a little deeper than you were doing. And particularly paying attention to the out breath being a little longer than the in breath. Because if you think about it, when we breathe in, it's usually when we're about to do something tricky. So before we push the car or lift the bags or whatever it is that we're going to do. And when we breathe out, that's when we've slumped into the chair at the end of the day, or a job is finished and we feel a sense of relief. So focus on that out breath being a little longer, a little deeper, and relax into it. So continue with that as I'm speaking, breathing in and then breathing out with a sense of relief. And I want you to start to notice, have you got any tension in your shoulders? Just soften that. In your jaw, are you clenching your teeth? Have you got your tongue stuck to the roof of your mouth? Are you frowning here? Breathe in, soften all of that. If when you think about speaking, your tummy churns, I want you to notice which way it's churning, as if it was a washing machine drum. Which way is it going? And as you notice, whether it's this way, that way, whichever it is, I want you to move your hand in that same way. And then slow your hand down and then begin to turn it in the opposite direction. Slowly and firmly turning it in the opposite way. And basically what you're doing, you're saying is everything's fine. The other thing you need to remember is that nerves are the same physical sensations as excitement. So if you wanted to, you could just decide you're excited rather than nervous. Okay, let's do the next bit, which is to carry on focusing on your breath. But this time, I want you to plant your feet firmly, whether you're standing up or sitting down or even lying down. I want you to plant your feet flat. And as you do that, I want you to wriggle your toes a little bit. So you're really focusing on the fact that your feet are flat. Now, whether you are on a chair, on a bed, on the floor, whether there's lots of floors beneath you, matters not. I've even done this on an aeroplane. Just beneath your feet is something solid, whatever that might be. And I want you to imagine that you've got thick woody roots that go from the soles of your feet through whatever it is, deep down into the ground, however far below that might be. You're anchoring yourself way, way, way down into the earth. I want you to picture yourself like an oak tree in Sherwood Forest. Solid, woody, immovable. And as you picture those roots going deeper and deeper down into the ground, I want you to think about where those roots are. They're deep in the richness of the earth that grows all the things that we need to eat and the things that give us oxygen. It has the power to create earthquakes and volcanoes. It's a powerful, powerful place. And your roots are deep within it. So imagine if you could picture or have a sense of the power of the earth. So that then, as you breathe in, you're breathing in through those roots and up through the soles of your feet and all the way up to the top of your head and out to your fingertips. You're filling yourself full of that earth energy, that earth power. breathing in the power of the earth and breathing out and letting go. Softening your shoulders, softening your tummy, softening your face. Just being there with the power of the earth and breathing it into your body in whatever way you might picture it, whether it's a colour or a sense, whether you can see it or just feel it, or just imagine that you could possibly have a sense of what it was like. Breathing in the power of the earth into your body. And now just allowing that to settle. Let your breath return to its normal pace. And allow the thoughts of your roots to just settle and fade. As we now bring our thoughts to people who think you're rather fabulous, whether that's family or friends or colleagues, but somebody who would say something positive to you, somebody who would say, oh my God, you're going to be fine, you've got this nailed. Think of those people, and I want you to imagine them in the front row of your audience. So they're in the front row and they're kind of like, yay, come on, you can do it, you can do it. They're smiling, they're laughing at your jokes, they are there for you, they've got your back. You could even choose somebody famous that you admire. Picture them in your front row. They're going to sit there and they're going to be on your side. And now I want you to imagine that you've got a computer mouse and you're going to highlight all of those people. You're going to click copy and you're going to click paste, and there's going to be another row of wonderful people smiling and loving you, and another and another and another and another, until the whole audience is full of people who think you are the bee's knees. And then at the back of the room, there's a gospel choir in beautiful robes with beautiful voices, and they're swaying backwards and forwards and they're singing your name, and everything is going fabulously. And in that moment, at the front of the room, on your stage, however that might look, all you can see is a sea of smiling faces, and they're nodding at all your clever points, and the singers are singing at the back, and it's just the most beautiful thing. And I want you to notice how that feels. To feel adored and acclaimed and listened to. And imagine what that would be like in the moment, what you would see, what you would hear, what you would feel, and what that would be like for you. Just allow it. Allow yourself permission to enjoy that. You're looking through your own eyes and imagining what that moment would be like. And then I want you to imagine it's now after your talk or your gig or whatever it is that you're doing. And there are people leaving the room talking to each other. Oh my God, wasn't that fab? Wasn't that great? And they're all chattering about how it was, or they're coming up to you and saying, can I have your autograph, please? They're all saying how marvellous it was. Let's imagine later that day, perhaps even the following morning, when you wake up and go, oh, that was great. Imagine that feeling of complete and utter satisfaction. What would that feel like? And then, we've done this before and we will do it again. Take one hand, grip the other wrist, and anchor that feeling so that you can access it anytime you want. So you're seeing, hearing and feeling all of that good stuff, and you're breathing a nice gentle breath a little longer than you normally would, and you're imagining how fabulous that moment would be. Oh, wow. And can you, just for a moment, imagine it going even better than that? What would be even better than that feeling right now? Complete satisfaction and success. So whenever you need to, you can grip your wrist once more, take a nice long deep breath and an even longer breath out, and smile. Just smile, because you know you've got this. You know you're perfectly capable, and whatever it is you need to do, I've got your back. I'm in the audience going, yay you. So just go do it. Go do it and shine, and have fun while you do.